Amory, and I am here with the Amory's Book Club selection for the month of September, which is Terrace Story by Hilary Leichter. Terrace Story consists of a handful of parts, the first of which is an award-winning short story. The story was later built upon to create the entire novel, Terrace Story. In the novel, we meet a young family, Annie, Edward, and their daughter Rose. They live in a very small apartment, but they have all the love and idealism that can carry them through. However, one day they discover that a door that previously opened up to a closet now opens up to a huge terrace that overlooks a somewhat familiar yet unfamiliar skyline. This happens when a new friend, Stephanie, comes over. They go onto the terrace. They don't let on that this is strange. Obviously, if you're living in an apartment, you know, first of all, if there are terraces. Secondly, if the skyline would look a bit strange. But they pretend that everything is normal. Their friend, Stephanie, doesn't seem to notice. They enjoy the time outside, and then later their friend leaves. However, when their friend Stephanie is not there, they find that the door always opens up into the closet. The terrace never appears. It only appears when their friend Stephanie comes, which is why they guiltily, increasingly send her invitations to come over, and she happily arrives, never saying anything about the terrace, never pretending that anything is odd about it, and they don't either. So there's this lie that sits between them, but no one says anything. And we know that this is a lie that Stephanie notices because we do get to see the story from her perspective as well. Stephanie is quite a mystery to us. They don't seem to know a lot about her. She is a sort of mystery woman from work. But when we see the story from her perspective, we find out who she is, where she came from, the backstory behind her regarding her family, and what is actually her ability to create spaces where there were previously none. We go back and discover who Stephanie was as a child, how it was growing up, and how she came to meet Annie and her family. There is an incident that happens. I don't want to spoil it for you. The story is not long, as you can see, so I don't really want to do much spoiling at all regarding the events in the novel. But I will say that there is so much here. So we follow various characters through time. We have the family, Annie, Edward, and their daughter Rose, and of course there's Stephanie, who has this ability. We follow their connections through various perspectives over a long period of time. There's so much that happens in here, even going back to Stephanie's childhood. I gave my sister this book as well, gave her a synopsis. I was more detailed regarding what happened in the book, and the first thing that she said was, wow, all that happened in this space? And I said, yes, there's so much that happens because there's so much time that takes place during this story. Even though the novel itself is less than 200 pages long, but we spend so much time with each character, I feel like we get to really sit in their perspectives and their emotions. We get to explore love and loss, as such emotions transcend time and space and dimension. The novel is heartbreaking and exhilarating and frightening. There's a bit of a coming of age story as well, which we get through Stephanie's point of view. Space is definitely a big theme here. Obviously the space that's created and possibly taken away, that's another big question too. Like, can you create space without taking it away in some way? And also the elasticity, the relativity of time. I think I cried at the end, a little. They were not happy tears, neither were they sad tears. There's just so much in that space, and there's that word space again, in that small space of time. Just so much that happened, like regarding the ending, in that small space. I felt the weight of a lifetime. One of the interesting things what fiction can do that I really love is that it can, I guess suppose it's like life. When you go into someone's shoes, not just see something from someone's perspective, but when you actually put yourself into the shoes of someone else, which is, it's impossible to do because no matter what, you are still you are bringing everything that you've experienced in life into a scenario, even if you are trying to view something from someone else's perspective. You're still filtering it through your own eyes, your own experience, and everything that makes you who you are. However, I think what is really great about fiction, and it really shows so well in this story, is that you can take someone who does something so incredibly unforgivable, and then because you are essentially put into their skin and forced to live their life and see the world as they're seeing it, even for a short amount of time, you gain a different perspective regarding their later actions, for instance. It doesn't make what they do any more forgivable, but it allows you to understand why they did what they did and how it happened. Without saying too much, I don't want to say anything further. I'll leave it there. And you have to read the book, Terrace Story, to find out what I'm talking about. It is so worth the read. I'm so happy to share this book with you. Make sure you join us at the end of the month when I speak to Hilary Leichter for the Amory's Book Club IG Live chat on my personal IG Live at Amory. You will find the IG Live chat, if you miss it, the recorded version, on at Amory's Book Club. I was about to say .com. At Amory's Book Club. You can also follow Amory's Book Club at amory'sbookclub.com too, to see previous selections and just to keep up with all the great reads. But of course, on Instagram at Amory's Book Club, you can find all the selections there, as well as great new reads that pop up. We're always featuring new reads throughout the week. That said, pick up your copy of Terrace Story by Hilary Leichter today. Read, follow along with the hashtags, read with Amory, Amory's Book Club. We will see you at the end of the month for the IG Live chat. In the meantime, happy reading. Endings having a way of bringing, hi baby, I'm almost finished, okay? I love you. I'm almost done. Let me see if we lift you up. Whoa! Oh, it is the camera. I'm filming the video now.
What's this holy line loop?
This one. I'm almost finished. This gives me the lighting. If you want me to sit quietly, I want to be able to take us swimming, but I've got to finish this first, okay? Make sure you walk, baby. I love you.